They say life teaches you lessons, but the cruelest ones come when it's too late. A young man was chasing success in the city of Lagos. Deadlines, bills, ambition, until one phone call changed everything. His mother's voice, soft but tired, had asked only one thing. When last you come see your mama? He promised to visit, but never did. Now, with her gone, he carries only her letter, words soaked in love and regret. This isn't just a story about loss, it's a story about every phone call we ignore, every "I'll come this weekend" we never keep. Because sometimes the people who pray for us the most are the ones we take for granted the longest. So sit back and relax. Watch this story till the end, because this is not just a story. It is a story that will touch your heart and remind you what truly matters.
The Hamatan air was cold that morning in Ibadan. The sky was pale, the kind that carried no promises. Tunde was running late again, stuck in the endless traffic at Challenge, his mind racing faster than the keke beside him. His mother had called him the night before. Her voice was weak but steady. "Tunde, when last you come see your mama?" He had sighed, distracted by work emails. "Mama, abeg, you know say I dey busy. I go try come this weekend." She chuckled softly. "You don't need to try. Just come." He laughed it off. "I go come, Mama. I promise." He didn't know it would be their last conversation. By morning, his younger sister Funke had called, crying so hard he could barely understand her. "Mama no wake up, Tunde. She no wake up." He froze. The phone almost slipped from his hand as her words echoed in his ears. He stood there in the middle of his small Lagos apartment, surrounded by things he had worked so hard for. The flat-screen TV, the laptop, the designer shoes, all suddenly meaningless. The bus ride to Ibadan felt longer than usual. He stared out the window as the city blurred past, his chest heavy with memories. He remembered his mother's laughter when he was a boy, how she'd chase him around the small compound, her wrapper tied loosely as she pretended to scold him. He remembered her staying up late frying puff-puff to sell the next morning. He remembered her sitting by the window, praying for hours when he left for university. She had raised him and his siblings alone after their father died. There were nights she didn't eat, just so they could. "Make una chop first," she'd always say. "I go eat later." But everyone knew she never did. When Tunde finally arrived, the compound was full of people. Neighbors, church members, cousins. Some were crying, others whispering. He entered the small room, and there she was, his mother, wrapped in white cloth, her face peaceful, like she was finally resting after a long battle with life.
Tunde knelt beside her, shaking. "Mama, Mama, it's me. Tunde, wake up." But she didn't move. The reality hit him like thunder. The woman who had fought for him, prayed for him, suffered for him, was gone. And he hadn't been there. Not when she was sick. Not when she called for him. Not even to say goodbye. That night he sat in her small kitchen, staring at her old pot, the one she used for every meal. The walls were cracked, the ceiling leaking in one corner. He felt ashamed. He earned enough money in Lagos to fix all of this,
but he had sent very little. There was always something else to pay for. Rent, car loan, a new phone, outings with friends. He had promised to buy her a freezer so she could expand her puff-puff business. She had waited 2 years. Now the money meant nothing. Funke came into the kitchen quietly, holding a small brown envelope. She told me to give you this if anything ever happened. Tunde opened it with trembling hands. Inside was a letter, written in her shaky handwriting. My son, I know you are busy. I know life in Lagos is not easy. Every time you say you will come, I wait by the window until night. I tell the neighbors, Tunde is coming this weekend. Sometimes I cook, even when you don't come. I am not angry. I am proud. You became everything I prayed for. But don't forget, money cannot hug you when you're tired. Success is sweet, but family is sweeter. If I don't see you again in this world, remember me with joy, not regret. And take care of Funke. She is all you have now. I love you always. Mama Tunde read it over and over until his tears blurred the words. He pressed the paper to his chest, whispering, I'm sorry, Mama. I'm so sorry. The next morning, before they took her body to the church, Tunde stood outside, looking at the rising sun. The same sun that had risen over all her struggles.
He made a vow that day, not to chase money so blindly that he forgot people. When they lowered her into the red earth behind a small Anglican church, Tunde felt a strange peace. For the first time, he understood what she had always meant when she said, life is not how much you make, but who you make it with. He stayed in Ibadan for 2 weeks after the burial, repaired the roof, bought the freezer she'd always wanted, not because she'd use it, but because it made him feel like he had done something. Before leaving, he stood by her grave holding her letter. I didn't come when you were alive, he whispered, but I'll never stop coming now. And every month after that, without fail, he did. To clean the grave, plant flowers, and sit under the mango tree beside it. Because sometimes, love teaches its hardest lessons too late. And sometimes, the loudest I love you is spoken through tears.
Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. See you in our next video.